All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the first episode of this podcast. This is something I want to start, something new. This is going to be something that I want to go ahead and make normal from now on. As of today, we're going to start 14 days of being on quarantine. That's right, 14 days of quarantine due to the fact that I have been exposed to somebody that has COVID 19. I know times are difficult right now, and I hope everybody is being safe. And well, given the circumstances that I'm being put in, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do something positive out of this, and I'm gonna use what I know to try and motivate other people. Uh, I did start my YouTube channel, and more than likely, I'm gonna try to do this podcast and put it on the YouTube channel as well. But my main goal with this is to use these 14 days to reflect on things that maybe I find myself struggling with, and maybe somebody else is as well. And hopefully, I can use these 14 days to help somebody else. But today's podcast, I want to go ahead and talk about uh, motivation, what drives us, what is it that we're looking for, where we're trying to get, and our why. Uh, I've been asked a lot as to why I started my journey, and I've already talked about it on a YouTube channel, but I'm going to briefly talk about it right now, just in case somebody has not watched that video. But, anyways, the reason I started this whole journey was because I was just tired. I was just tired of being overweight. I was tired of, people wouldn't tell me directly, but, there would be comments as to my weight, why I'm overweight, and just being tired all the time, walking around short of breath, or even my shoes or work boots being worn out so fast because uh I guess the way my weight was shifted, and you wear them out certain ways and then your feet start hurting. Well, long story short, I was just getting tired of living life that way. And well, this whole thing started because I started watching a good buddy of mine on YouTube. Like I said, he has his YouTube channel called Hustle Elite. My boy Renee, we did go to high school together. We played 2 years of football together. And well, just watching him on YouTube, motivated me to try and do better for myself. I did catch myself watching him, you know, watching his videos, and I was just laid back, with the bag of chips and just eating my life away, trying to watch somebody else get their, excuse my language, but get their shit together. You know, I was like, why not me? Why not start my own journey? So at that very moment, I remember it was about 9 o'clock p.m. and I just threw my chips away and I just hopped in the truck, took off to the gym. And like I said before, this was probably the hardest thing for me, getting on the treadmill, being scared of even letting go of those bars on the side. I was afraid of what people were going to think about me. I was afraid of people looking my way. But at the end of the day, you know, it's all about how you feel. It's all about how you want to end up, how you want to, what is your goal? What is it that you want? And in the beginning, for me, it was more of what are people going to think about me? What are they going to say? Am I going to be accepted? Are they going to stop talking about me? Or, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, truly, truly, what counts is how you feel about yourself, how you feel, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything that has to do with fitness, it's all about you. Don't think about what anybody else thinks, because as I learned, I think that's the most unhealthy thing. If you worry about everybody else instead of yourself, then, whatever. It's all about you. Put yourself first. We tend to do things that way. We start thinking about society and what everybody else is doing, and really nobody cares. Just do you. You're never ever gonna be, whatever you do is not gonna make somebody else's day better. You got to do it for you. You got to do things your way. You got to figure it out along the way. Yes, there will be people that will motivate you. There will be people that will guide you. There will be people that give you advice, but you have to do it for yourself. You have to figure it out. Maybe you have to pick things from one person to another. Just take one person's advice and run with it. Make it your own. Do what you got to do. Get your own results. And that's what I learned. I've talked to a lot of people. You know, they have asked me, how do I feel in my new body? I'll tell you what, health wise, I feel great. You know, whatever people think, it doesn't bother me anymore. Whatever people say, it doesn't bother me. I appreciate the compliments and everything, but, at the end of the day, this is my grind. I learned to love this, fitness lifestyle. The the diets, or I don't, like I said, I don't like saying diets, but the lifestyle that I live, I learned to love it. I learned to eat a certain way. I did keto for a little over a year, and yes, I love it. It works 100% for me. Everybody's different. Just find whatever works for you. Uh, I want to say about a month now, I've been doing what is called reverse dieting. Now, what I do now, instead of following just your typical keto macros, uh, as you know, is high fat, moderate protein, low carb. Now I am going high carb, moderate protein, and low fat, doing everything backwards. Why did I choose to do this? Because I got to a certain point where I plateaued. So my deal was, like I said, play around with it and learn as you go. My idea was maybe if I do everything backwards, I could get over this plateau. Maybe my body just got so used to this that I needed to throw something different uh, in the mix. So this is why I decided to do this reverse dieting from my keto. Uh, you know, I really look forward to seeing where it takes me, especially given the whole COVID-19 situation. With the gyms being closed and everything, it's all about just staying active, finding something that works. And I'm not gonna lie, when the gym first closed, I was kind of worried. I was like, damn, I'm gonna gain all this weight back. I'm gonna start binge eating. But what I decided to do was I bought a bike at first because really my idea was to go to Academy Sports and buy some weights. And of course, they were already sold out by the time I got there. So I bought myself a bike, just do some cardio. And then I started looking up, as embarrassing as it is, but I mean, it works for them. So no, why not for me? So I started looking up prison style workouts. Basically, just start doing some type of body weight workouts, a lot of calisthenics, a lot of push ups, sit ups, Fortunately, my house has a gate where I can use it as a pull up bar. So I started doing that as well. Uh, start doing a lot more cardio, really work on the cardio that I was lacking. Uh, and then I came across a bench and weights, which came from somebody in my family that I really appreciate them letting me use it because it was definitely a difference from doing just body weight, every single day and cardio every single day, to be able to throw something different in there, using the bar, not only just for bench pressing, at least with a little bit of weight I do have, try to do some deadlifts or, different movements. Uh, Not everybody has that opportunity, but there are resistance bands that will do the job. It's not the same thing, but it will do the job. I do have resistance bands and I do use them. Uh, just continue to do what you got to do until we get through this. Do not feel discouraged. Don't depend on just, oh, the gym's closed, I'll just start over whenever they open. Or just like I told a lot of people, do not depend on a supplement to get you through this journey, because that's not how it works. For me personally, I do uh, protein shakes and things like that, but I would 100% prefer to get my protein from a natural food source instead of just depending on a shake, right? So that's what I think. That's my opinion. Everybody's free to do what they want to do, and I respect it. Things work out different for everybody. So, you know, I just recommend hit your macros the most natural way, which is with whole foods. Now moving on to what my plans are for the next 2 weeks. Given that I cannot go out and I'm 100% in quarantine. Well, first of all, disinfect the house, take care of everybody in the house. Uh, you know, my workouts are now gonna be in, I guess, in my room. I'm gonna work out. I guess running in place is one of my deals. I'm gonna bring some of the weights, whatever fits in my room. Just use it in my room, and whatever doesn't, just do it. Start doing some burpees, start doing some push-ups, some crunches, mountain climbers, you name it. Whatever I can do in my room to make work for me is what's gonna happen. And I will be using this podcast, and we'll be doing Snapchat, and I will try to do some daily vlogs of what I eat, because I feel that this will be a challenge. Yes, it's a difficult time, but I'm gonna try to make the best of it, and try to challenge myself to get my diet on point, and use these workouts and see what I can do without even depending on getting a full workout in, even in quarantine. I want to use this as an example, and hopefully inspire somebody, you know, that it is possible no matter what the situation is. Whatever you're put in, life throws obstacles your way, and you just got to overcome. I'm a strong believer in that God does not put things in your way that you can't handle. You know, I don't want to get religious or touch on that topic too much, because, I respect everybody and everybody's opinions. But uh, we don't get things thrown our way that we cannot overcome. I really, really do believe that. And don't let that affect you in any way. Like I said, no matter what anybody says, no matter what gets in your way, life happens and life moves on. Just do what you got to do, take care of yourself and be safe. you know do everything in your power to take care of yourself and your loved ones. uh Now, continuing with where I want to be and what my goals are. I want to I don't want to say I want to compete in men's physique or bodybuilding or anything like that, or but I would like to see if I can bring that type of physique, bring my body to that type of level. How far can I take it? What kind of body can I build on my own and naturally? Uh, that's a challenge for me, and that's what I want to do by the end of 2020. See what kind of physique I can bring. Uh, this year I will do a bigger bulk than I did last year, because I'm not gonna lie, the bulk I did last year was for a short period, and I was kind of afraid. I'm still kind of timid. Uh, the whole process of dropping weight, dropping fat, and to try and bulk, that's a scary. It's like you want as much as you want to do it, you're afraid of putting on weight, and then you keep on packing on the weight. So I feel like this year I'm definitely more disciplined, and I want to see what I can bring to the table. Given that I will be as soon as quarantine is over, things get back to normal, I will be getting a personal trainer. Uh, why? Because I feel like you can never stop learning. Uh, maybe I do, I have changed my body on my own, but I know that there's a lot of things that I do not do right. And if anybody gives me, ask me for some advice, I don't want to tell them the wrong thing. I don't want to be like, you got to do it this way and then they get hurt. That's the last thing I want, anybody to get hurt. So I feel like this experience will help me, uh, you know, not only develop my body and, develop my knowledge on tracking macros and trying new things, but I will learn to do uh, exercises the proper way. And I have been asked, would I ever consider being a personal trainer? At the moment, I feel like I'm not ready. I feel like the way I look at it for myself personally, if I don't look the part, I'm not going to go and train somebody else. If I haven't, brought the right, I guess, quote unquote, the right body, then I cannot train somebody else to try to get there. I feel like I should lead by example. Maybe one day, maybe it may not be next year, but one day maybe I will consider it because, like I said, I learned to love this lifestyle. And I used to be pretty timid, but I feel like I can overcome. And I know this podcast is not 100%, but hopefully they will get better. Like I said, for sure, I have 14 days to practice. So I know in those 14 days they will get better. If there's any topics anybody wants to, touch on, feel free to comment. Feel free to message me. Like I said, this was just something I wanted to put out there, kind of vent. You know, uh, like I said, I've been put in a situation where I have to now be in quarantine. Uh, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can to be safe, keep my family safe, and like I said, just challenge myself, see what I can do for me, and hopefully inspire somebody else through this because times are difficult, and like I said, this is an obstacle for me, and I just want to show and lead by example that no matter what gets thrown our way, we can overcome. So I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I know it's not the best. It's not the best quality, and it feels weird just sitting here talking to myself. But I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make this podcast the best that I can and continue to put out more podcasts. So I hope you continue to listen and I hope you enjoy. And we'll see you on tomorrow's episode of the Quarantine Chronicles.